Give me another heart attack because this game took 20 years off of my life. And the Cowboys poked the bear, and this is what happened to them.
We better turn. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So a lot to talk about regarding the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles are 8-1. They win 28-23. And I got to say something nice. I'll say something really nice right now. This game was the most physical game I've seen this year from both teams, okay? When it regards to the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry, this is the best rivalry in sports. And these games are always a little extra going into these weeks, and it felt like a pure rivalry game. Like, we played Washington 2 times already, but I gotta say, like, this Cowboys game at the Link, it was pretty physical, and there was a lot of going back and forth, a lot of talk, a lot of stuff going on. Guys, I think the one thing we need to do is enjoy this win. The Eagles really need to get into this bye week. I mean, badly. A few things that happened here regarding the Eagles. A.J. Brown hit 1,000 yards. He did it in 9 games. Fastest Eagles receiver to do it in 9 games. So I think he has 1,005 yards. I think A.J. Brown had like 7-8 receptions for like 60-something yards. Devontae Smith had like 60-something yards today. So A.J. Brown didn't hit his 125+. But, you know, everybody needed to pull in for this win today. We needed everybody. It wasn't depending on one person or anything like that. You know, these coordinators, there are some things that we really need to fix, and you're already middle of the season, you're going to your bye week, and things just need to happen, okay? Regarding Jalen Hurts on getting this injury that he had during the game, this is a tough fucking quarterback. The toughest quarterback I've ever seen play for this franchise as long as I've been alive, okay? And I didn't know what was going to happen coming into the second half of this game, because really I thought the Eagles were starting to separate themselves after the A.J. Brown touchdown in the third quarter. The Eagles really took up a lot of clock, or almost all the clock, in the third quarter of this game. Jalen Hurts came back in, and, you know, I was worried of how bad is this left knee. I know that Lawrence, I think, hit him in the knee while he was already down. People are going to say it was a dirty hit. But I look, he's just trying to grab, he was already on the ground. He's trying to grab Jalen Hurts' legs to go get, to make a tackle or whatever. So if people are going to say it's dirty, it is what it is. There was a lot of dirty shit going on in this game, as is. BrianJohnson is still doing the same shit that he has been doing. I really liked that the Eagles were moving the ball. The Eagles were spreading the ball around a little bit. They used DeAndre Swift in the first half pretty well, and really used more of DeAndre Swift more this game, which was good. Kenneth Gainwell actually had a pretty damn good game today. Had that touchdown in the first half, which was great, and had a good run and did what he could do. But I liked how they were using Swift in the passing game in the second half a lot, and had a lot more opportunities in this game, which is good. The problem I have, it's just situational football with BrianJohnson. The 3rd and 3 really fucking pissed me off. I don't get how, and here's what I don't get, okay? It's 3rd and 3. This is after what? That DeAndre Swift has an 8-yard run, okay? And then all of a sudden, you get the 3rd and 3. You put Gainwell in, because now defense is starting to see when they sub out Swift and put in Gainwell, they're passing the ball. That's what happens all the time. And they throw this big pass to A.J. Brown on 3rd and 3 to the left sideline. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Just run the ball again. Do the tush push, the brotherly shove. Even if you run with Swift again on 3rd and 3, you get a couple yards, a yard or something like that, at least you have a better chance on doing the brotherly shove, and just get, stop making it hard for your offense. You're making it so much tougher. 3rd and 3, and you pass some big throw out of bounds to A.J. Brown on the left sideline. What is that? The 2nd and 20-something, the 3rd and 20-something play, whatever it was later in the game. Like, it just makes no sense, dude. It just bothered me on situational football and what makes sense and what is just so out of the ordinary with BrianJohnson's play calling sometimes. When we're backed up into our own end zone, we do the brotherly shove to kind of get out of the end zone, which is perfectly fine. They picked up, 2-3 yards from it, so they weren't like right on the goal line. And throwing these, a screen past Devontae Smith, like there was just some shit that really pissed me off. From that last year to this year, like you obviously had an explosive offense last year and your defense was playing off ball last year, which was bringing life into, back into these offenses. Now this year going into these games, the offense is really trying to still figure it out. And it's just getting tiring at this point where I'm going to say, will they make the adjustments? Will it work? I thought they made some pretty good adjustments offensively in the second half. Like, they had some couple really good, they had Gainwell and Swift in the backfield. They had Gainwell on the right side. They had Swift on that little, end around that road, the back end motion, that little toss handoff to Swift to really get him free. Dallas Goedert ended up getting hurt later in this game, and I thought the Cowboys were playing real fucking dirty. I mean, really dirty. I mean, Kelsey got like kneed in the head on the ground. I mean, there was some stuff I didn't even see because I'm streaming, so I can't really see everything that's going on at times. So the offense has little things to fix, but they're very fixable. Like, when it's 3rd and short, don't fucking pass them. Don't make a 50-yard bomb downfield. I mean, I'm not even saying that even happened, but you know what I mean. Like, they lob these passes up on short yardage. Like, why? Run some clock. You have the advantage here, and it just annoys me. Now, and like I say, Jalen Hurts coming back from the injury was, tough son of a bitch. I mean, just tough, man. Just tough. I mean, Jesus Christ. He beat the Cowboys on one knee, which I'll make a joke out of that. But this defense, God, man, I know a lot of typical Eagle fans are going to say, "Oh, we need to get younger at the position." It's not even that, dude. Any cornerback, any DB that is put into this scheme, I'm starting to realize, not really starting to realize, but I've been figuring it out that you're not catering to these strengths. You're not blitzing. I mean, they barely blitzed in this game. They barely did. And when they did, Dak was inaccurate. By the way, Dak had a very good game. They had a great game. Okay, the red zone was the issue for the Cowboys. Once again, that fourth quarter felt like they were in the red zone the whole entire time. The whole time. They were literally from our 10, 15-yard line the whole entire fourth quarter, which was really annoying. But Slay, Bradbury, Ricks had an issue with CeeDee Lamb had almost 200 yards receiving. I don't get how they just don't shadow guys on the best receivers. I understand you don't want to move Slay to the inside because, the Cowboys had the mismatch all freaking night, which was inside. We couldn't cover Ferguson, the tight end. That was a pain in the balls. We got saved twice from drops. We had, I think, Ferguson? I think Gallup had a drop. I mean, 2 guys had drops for first downs and potential touchdowns. I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? You're giving up yards. You're not contesting anything. The last 2 weeks against Washington, against the Cowboys now, they haven't contested any passes, barely. Maybe a few times we contested. But it's to a point now where you go into this bye week, they really got to figure it out. I mean, something has to change. You can't play like this. You're not winning a playoff game like this. You're not winning a Super Bowl like this. It's not going to happen. You realistically can literally get kicked out of the playoffs first round playing like this defensively. Just saying. Where it mattered most of the game before other players start to rev up on this defensive line, I thought, when you're getting a 4-man pass rush and it's not working, you have to send the blitz, which was not happening. I thought Hassan Reddick played a really good game. He was really the only defensive lineman throughout the game as other players started to, produce a little bit more. Reddick was getting after it. He had a sack. Obviously, Jalen Carter had one sack. I mean, he had Brandon Graham played a fantastic game. He had obviously stopped a 2-point conversion. I mean, Brandon Graham chased down Dak Prescott on that 2-point conversion, which is absolutely insane, which he stepped out of bounds on that and had a sack on Dak Prescott. Brandon Graham came up big in this game. Josh Sweat came up big in this game. Fletcher Cox, Nakobe Dean, I think, shared a sack. I'm not sure. I know I think we sacked the Cowboys, 4 or 5 times today. The Eagles had 10 penalties. The Cowboys had 10 penalties today. The equal amount of penalties. I think it was like 83 yards for the Cowboys, 90-something yards for the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles literally could have choked this game away defensively and offensively. The play that I think that was supposed to go to A.J. Brown on a pass, which Swift and A.J. Brown ended up running into each other, fumbled the football, and Tyler Steen picked it right up. And that would have ended the game right there with a minute something left. I forgot how much time was on the clock at that time. So not only that, but 4th and 3, and the Eagles are punting for the last drive of the game for the Dallas Cowboys. I wasn't comfortable punting the football at all. I really wasn't. I had no faith. As soon as we punted the ball, I didn't care if it was going to be a good punt or not. I had no faith in this defense going to that last drive. And I'm just being honest. But yet again, we punt the ball down to the 14-yard line, and we get 3 penalties in a row. One penalty from James Bradbury on a PI call literally got the Cowboys from the 14 to the 50-yard line. And then it was like another PI, and then it was like roughing the passer on Hassan Reddick. I mean, it just didn't stop. Then a couple plays later, the Dallas Cowboys, that offense, they ended up getting a false start or I think it was a delay of game that brought them back, and it was just a battle. It was just a battle. It came down to 5 seconds. Obviously, the big stop from Dak Prescott going into the end zone with Slay like literally table-topping him upside down, doing a somersault in the air. And Dak, the more that Dak was mobile in this game, the more dangerous he was, because usually that's the one thing that the Cowboys have been missing the past few years. When Dak is mobile and more aggressive and Mike McCarthy is aggressive, that offense is going to pick up. And, guys are just getting open nonstop, dude. I mean, you can't, if Dak Prescott extends the play with his legs, somebody's going to get open, because nobody, after the initial move from the tight ends and receivers, these corners can't keep up. These DBs can't keep up with extending plays. And the defensive line is not getting constant pressure every single play. So when these plays are extended, you're almost giving up a big play. Even the 3rd and long for the Cowboys, you're not even giving any type of blitz. At least if you blitz, at least you know that Dak has to get at the ball out of his hands quick. And so since you're not blitzing on those big 3rd and long plays like that against Dak Prescott, you're allowing him to throw a big, to really get a big pass downfield and cause a big penalty or something like that. So this defense, trading for somebody doesn't work. It's changing personnel is not going to do anything. Any corner or any DB that is in this system with Sean Desai is going to fail. It's 100% scheme in my mind. As much as we could talk shit about Bradbury and Slay and some of these guys, it's not going to make a difference. It's not. Like, people were complaining about it, and I said, dude, like, it's the scheme. You got to at least press sometimes. Literally, Dallas, I think it was the end of the 4th quarter where Dallas was just moving everybody back when we ran the ball 3 times. And that's when that fumble happened. They were playing soft zone, and that's how we play every single game all game long. And it's the most annoying shit. I just can't stand it. Can't stand it. Dak Prescott had a fantastic game. Statistically, did really well. I just, going into this bye week now, we need guys healthy. I know Slay went down, came back in. Bradbury went down, came back in. Jalen Hurts, went down and, came back in and played so damn tough and said he would do anything for the city. And it was just, it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game, and the Eagles almost choked it out. Simple as that. I mean, I can't even say they dominated. I mean, they I mean, this is a tough team. At the end of the day, what I can say about the Eagles is they're resilient. They're a tough team. They don't give up. They fight back. And, you know, the Dallas Cowboys and some of their fans right now and people that are making excuses about there's flags. The referees are horrible every single game. The refs missed calls on our side. The refs missed calls on Dallas' side. Some were bad calls. Some were good calls. It happens. But the two crucial plays that were stopped on actually the 1 4th down play for the Reed Blankenship Shoemaker tackle, which literally, like, that was so damn close. One knee down, ball was not over the goal line for the touchdown. That was a big play. And obviously, the 2-point conversion, Brandon Graham stopping that. Those were the two top plays that were stopped defensively that made a huge difference in this game. The roster is bailing out this defensive coordinator. Simple as that. It's like last year. It reminds me of last year. This roster is bailing out this scheme. And I hate that. It's not going to last for that long. It's not going to last. The Eagles keep winning, but I'm having flashbacks, deja vu of last year where it's working. And then when it comes to that important game where it decides to get out-coached by an offensive coordinator, it's gonna screw us over in the end. And I really don't want that to happen. They have the time now to fix these mistakes, and they have to. Why does Bradbury get paid $13-14 million a year for what? What's the point? What's the point if not you being more physical with him? You're not going to get what you want out of this defense when you're playing so off the ball, and you're putting more pressure on your offense to score more points. And we have an offensive coordinator issue right now when it comes to situational football on short yardage and certain downs and play design and plays being that are unnecessary with this offense. So I want to enjoy this win as much as possible, but it was a hard-fought battle. It was a battle in the NFC East. This is what a rivalry game looks like, where there's crazy ref calls, the offense, the defenses going back and forth. Like, it was a good game, and the Eagles could have choked out this game. I mean, they literally gave Dallas the game in their hands. Literally gave it to them in their hands. They gave up 40-something yards to 50-something yards in penalties on that last drive for Dallas. Literally, they gave them the yards. One play got them from the 14 to the 50. You couldn't make it any more easy than that for Dallas. But both of these teams have struggled in the red zone. So I can go through. I think the most beautiful plays that we've seen. I mean, I think my favorite throw from Jalen Hurts today was the one to Devontae Smith over Deron Bland. I mean, it was money like in his hands. I mean, it was perfect. The one to A.J. Brown was good. The Devontae Smith one was my favorite. Swift running hard. Oh, coming out of the second half. Because now with the injury to Jalen Hurts, I was getting worried. What are they going to do? Rashad Penny. Derek Barnett was deactivated for this game. Nolan Smith had more snaps. But Rashad Penny was on kick returns for Boston Scott. He comes in the second half. And I think they only did this. I don't think it was a plan to run with Penny. But I think they want to get a little physical with Dallas. They want because Dallas was gassed in that third quarter. Like, they got so gassed. The Eagles almost took over that whole entire quarter. Literally, they wasted all the time. So time of possession, the Cowboys had more time of possession for a while, and the Eagles started to creep up a little bit because of that third quarter. Really taking over that whole entire quarter. But Rashad Penny had a couple runs, which was great. I was glad they used him. We saw the interview from the other day that, Rashad Penny's like, I'm waiting for my time. I'm waiting for my chance. I can give so much to this team right now. He had an 8-yard run. A 7 to 8 yard run his first carry. Then I think the next carry only had a yard or two. So he didn't really do too much, but you could tire out defenses with a guy like that. You have a guy with, with some tread right now. I mean, you have a guy that is so fresh with his legs right now, and I don't know why they're holding on to him so much with Rashad Penny. But I think because of the Hurts injury, they want to use another back for a couple plays and kind of help Hurts a little bit. And I think that's the only reason why Penny was in the game. If Hurts didn't have this injury, I don't think Penny would have even played or had any offensive snaps. And it was only 2 snaps. So I can't complain, but I do want more, and hopefully we'll get more down the road. So my biggest gripe going into the bye week is these coaches need to sit the hell down, and these players need to rest the shit out of. We don't know what's going on with Dallas Goedert with the forearm injury. He got taken down with his arm, with all the weight, on his arm. So I don't know what happened. It's a forearm. I'm hoping it's not serious, because now if Dallas Goedert is out for the rest of the season or the next few weeks, Albert O they traded for from Denver, and we know that he has a lot of starting experience and could be our best tight end going forward. Jack Stahl is the bigger tight end that has reliable hands but is a great blocker, and Calcaterra's was out this game and has been dealing with concussion protocol the past 2 weeks, dude. He had concussion issues from college from Oklahoma to SMU, played with Jalen Hurts as well. So that's going to be an interesting one going forward. Hopefully get Bradley Roby back, get Cam Jurgens back. I know we can make a big deal out of Roby coming back, but with this scheme, they have to change some things up. I don't know how the coaches can go into a room this week coming up on the bye week, and say that they did a fantastic job defensively. Things need to change. Slay needs to have something to do and be on the number 1 guy. So most of these teams are going to take their number 1 guy and put them on the inside, because Dallas had the mismatch all game, and the Eagles still won. You're leaving guys wide open on the flat. You're leaving CeeDee Lamb on how many plays? CeeDee Lamb on the flat, wide open, sitting there, and gets an easy 8-9 yards. It's very aggravating. It's so aggravating. And I can rant about this shit the whole entire time. It's just that annoying. It's that annoying. So that's all I got to say. And I just had my music on the whole time in this video. So people are like, dude, the fucking music. Like, dude, chill. We're all right. So I had it on by mistake. So I'm sorry. But my voice is like shot right. I felt like I was freaking out the whole entire game. Almost 5-6 heart attacks. Almost died a couple times. No big deal. So that's really all I got to say about this game. And the Eagles this was huge. To be 8-1 to go into the bye week is you're 2 games ahead of Dallas right now. The Eagles got to come back off this bye week. At the same time, KC is coming off a bye too. The Eagles are going into KC on a Super Bowl rematch. And, this wasn't a pretty game. I think offensively it's very fixable. You just got to run the ball more. You get juice with DeAndre Swift getting an 8-yard run, and you want to throw a shot downfield. Remember the other shot downfield to A.J. Brown in triple coverage? Like, what in the fuck was that? I don't even know what that was. It just the things are annoying me. And you cannot play like this defensively. You can't. You ain't going to last. You ain't going to win in Dallas like this. You're not. It's not going to happen. That's my gripe, really, is this defense and how they're using these corners, and you're not even helping your pass rush. You're not blitzing enough to, at least if you're really trying to rush four and debate on, you're really pushing the 4 guys to really make plays. I look, 5 sacks is great, can't complain about it, but if it's 3rd and long or 2nd and long, whatever the case may be, you have to throw a blitz there, because then you're forcing Dak or any quarterback to throw quick. You don't have to, because you're really sacrificing. If you're not, there's way too much time on that pass rush. There's way too much time, and Dak is extending a play, or any quarterback is extending a play like that. It's going to be a big play, and it fucking annoys me. I just can't deal with it sometimes. So that's all I got to say. I don't know what I left in. I'm kind of ranting at this point. But, it was a hard-fought win. It was a tough win. And the Eagles just play tough, and this roster is bailing out these coordinators. There's no doubt. So I could say I'm hoping for adjustments after this week. But if the Eagles are winning like this, the way they're playing, why would Desai change the scheme? Why would Desai try to be better? You know, I mean, you always try to get better every week, but do these coaches not see? Like, does Sirianni really see what's going on here at times? Just like, why are they like, seriously? Are they actually going to sit in a fucking meeting room this week and be like, oh, yeah, like, don't change anything that you're doing? We were fantastic. It's not good. But, like I said, got to take the good with the bad every week. No team out there is playing on all four cylinders. Every team has had their hiccups every game. Trust me, there's not one team that's playing perfection. And the Eagles are 8-1. The Eagles have the best record in football right now. So, you know, you got you don't see Dallas for another 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it is. You're 3-0 in the division right now. And you have Dallas one more time. There's a good chance that the Eagles could be undefeated in the division this year. A very, very big chance. So, we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about this game. Jalen Hurts, the wide receiver group, the running backs, Dallas complaining about these fucking referees. That's a bunch of BS because the Eagles gave them, the refs gave them the opportunity with 40 to 50 something yards and penalties on that last drive, and they still couldn't get it. So, I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I think, like I said, I think the offense showed up when they did on certain drives. The defense definitely showed up with some of the pass rushes that they had. The secondary was just burnt toast. It was pretty bad. Like I have to be worried on like if it was like 3rd and 50, I'd be worried. Like that's how worried I am. Like that's how crazy worried I am every single time. It's 3rd and long, 2nd and long, or like I feel like Desai is just making this way too hard, and they're giving these quarterbacks way too much respect. And I'm not saying play press like that much, just got to be a little physical and have to blitz a little more where it makes sense and take chances. It's not enough. I don't know what Desai's blitz rate is, but it's definitely not over 22, 23%. I highly doubt it. But the Eagles get the win. Guys, let me know in the comment section when you got. I need to relax tonight. My head is just killing me right now from watching this game. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you last this long in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. It does help with the channel a lot. And, definitely going to be taking a break today. And hope you guys enjoy. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up, Philadelphia? Peace out, guys. Peace.